Harry Potter and the AI Adventure 3, Chapter 4. It had been a week since Hermione's very bloody and brutal explosion. Harry and Ron were sat in the dormitory having tryouts for a replacement friend. First up was Dobby, who was promptly kicked out of the window. Then came a boy who suspiciously looked like Snape. Pretending to be a child, he was kicked in the balls and thrown out the window. Third was Hagrid's ghost, who claimed to know nothing of the whereabouts of Sirius Black. When they heard the fourth, last person come into the dorm, Harry felt relieved. At least someone would be able to give them answers. As soon as the door creaked open, he saw it was a familiar ginger-haired, blue-eyed Slytherin, Draco Malfoy. Draco grinned as he entered the room. "I'm here to be your replacement, Hermione," he boasted, smirking arrogantly at Harry. Harry's heart sank at the sound of Draco's voice. Draco knew. Draco had known for the past week or so that Hermione had been kidnapped and had decided that his revenge would be best served by returning to the Dark Lord. "Who wants the worthless brat?" Ron growled, glaring at Draco. "That's quite enough, Mr. Weasley," Snape interrupted sharply. Draco glared at Snape in disgust. "Why are you even bothering to defend him?" he questioned, looking pointedly at Snape. "He ruined my plans for revenge." "What?" they all said, confused. "You know what you did?" Snape hissed as he slithered away. "Someone needs to fuck him up," Ron mumbled. "So you want to be our replacement friend?" Harry asked Draco. "Of course," he replied enthusiastically, smiling proudly at Harry. "Then you're coming with us right now to meet Professor Lupin." He informed Draco quickly, "We need you to fill in as a teacher, so follow us." And so all three boys rushed off to find Lupin, unaware it was a full moon and his werewolf transformation had just occurred. As they got closer, they saw several torn-up bodies of random students littering the halls. They couldn't tell who was who, but they knew that was the worst possible time for a werewolf attack. But as they rounded the corner, Harry gasped aloud and stopped dead in his tracks. There were multiple bodies strewn across the hall, and it didn't take long for Harry and Draco to recognize them as the Marauders. There was no sign of Lupin anywhere, only scattered bodies. They continued moving, looking frantically, hoping there would be some sign that one of the professors survived this massacre. They didn't want to believe what they were seeing before their very eyes. They rounded the corner leading to Snape's office, and the first thing they noticed was the body of Severus. His lifeless face was lying half-buried in an upturned table, the blood dripping from the tip of his nose to splatter the floor. Draco turned pale and stared at the sight before him. "Snape!" Harry yelled out, running towards the broken body. "What?" said Snape, appearing from behind a corner. "But if you're there, then who's the dead body?" Ron inquired. "Oh, it's just one of my clones. But that's not important. There's something terrible I must inform you about your late friend Hermione," Snape began, his face taking on a serious expression. "She has betrayed your trust, killed many people, and I have no doubt she's planning to destroy Hogwarts." Harry listened intently to what Snape told them, knowing how much Hermione meant to him. All this time he thought she was dead, but in truth she was alive and planning something big. Her mental health had deteriorated so badly she had massacred the school. And he wasn't stupid. He could easily figure out what she had planned. If she hadn't gone missing, he wouldn't have even found out about the curse she'd casted when she took his soul to hell. Hermione was definitely dangerous, no matter what anyone might say. "How are we supposed to get her out?" Draco asked. "We need to go back in time. We'll use a time-turner, but we need to get inside the castle undetected," Snape explained, looking around nervously. "But where do we start?" asked Harry. "She's not in any danger," Ron said, receiving glares from the others. "Shut the fuck up, Ron," Harry snapped. "Right then, let's go back in time." Snape declared, clicking the time turner and sending himself and the others back through time.